Didn't you feel the same way about The Last Jedi? Yeah, I would say so, World War Flying Ace. But I didn't have, when I watched The Last Jedi for the first time, I don't think I fully embraced my true self at that point. I was still, as a person who's trying to build a company, build, Geeks and Gamers, a lot of personalities involved. I was very reluctant to actually be like on the internet, be myself at that time. And so, because I knew I was going to piss a lot of people off. And so, but yeah, once I finally embraced it and I'm like, I'm just going to tell people what the fuck I think and I'm not going to look back. I was able to really be honest with myself about what has been going on at Lucasfilm. I've told you guys the story many times. I never said anything about it publicly. When I went to Star Wars Celebration 2 years ago, was it whenever, in Orlando, standing there when they did the Battlefront panel and they asked if there were any girl gamers in the crowd right before the panel started. That just stuck out to me like a sore thumb. And I'm like, why the fuck are you asking a gender question about what type of people are in the crowd? Why are you asking about girl gamers? And there was only like 10 people that might have screamed, and it was like half-ass screams from girls. And then they did the Iden reveal of the main character. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, so we've had Rey. We've had Jyn Erso. Now we've got Iden. I mean, really, Disney? Are we really doing this? But again, I didn't say anything, but I was pissed. And then after The Last Jedi, which I wanted to love, and I tried to love, that was just too much for me, man. I'm like, look, I'm not gonna sit there and ignore the obvious anymore. This is bullshit, and I'm going to call it out. And I don't give a fuck what happens. And trust me, I have had a lot of people turn their back on me since they found out that either A, I was a Trump supporter, or two, that I went public being a Trump supporter. I've lost a lot, and that's fine, but I've gained a hell of a lot more. And I've gained the respect of people that are like me. I've gained the respect of people that aren't going to sit there and be pussies because I have a fucking opinion that they disagree with. All of you watching this right now, you watch me, you support Geeks and Gamers because you respect where we're coming from. Not because we tell you what the fuck you want to hear. And I don't want pussies following me. I want people that can sit there and go, you know what? I don't like what Jeremy said, but I respect him. And he's going to respect me for disagreeing with him because I don't want pussies that are going to cry because they can't take my opinion. Fuck that noise. I dealt with those people for too long. And that shit is not happening again. It will not. So whenever you see me in the comments going after somebody who's trying to come after me for something I said or something, I'm gonna hit back. I'm a counter puncher, but I hit hard and I hit back real hard. So if you're gonna step to me with some bullshit, then you better be prepared for me to hit back twice as hard. I'm a real nice guy until you fuck with me. And that's the type of people I want to follow Geeks and Gamers. People that aren't looking for an echo chamber. You're not looking for somebody that's just going to repeat your thoughts to you. You want somebody that's going to be honest with you, right? Well, that's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. So, yeah, it took me a little while to get here. It took me a little while for me to really shed that bullshit about trying to please everybody. But now I'm here, and no fucking body can stop me. All right. I'm done. Soy Boy Jeremy, you're the reason why I'm more vocal in standing up to SJWs and real life NPCs. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That right there, that means something to me because, again, man, you don't know. Like I said, man, the election 2016, I've said this before. I'll say it again. I didn't think Trump stood a fucking chance in hell at getting the nomination. I wanted him to, but I was like, yeah, this ain't going to happen, but I'm going to enjoy this while it lasts. So I really looked at Bernie. And again, I don't like Bernie. I don't like the politics of Bernie per se. I don't. But Bernie represented somebody who could fundamentally change Washington and upset the system. So that's how I looked at it. And plus, good God, no. Hillary, no. So I looked at the Republicans and I was just like, I don't like any of these guys. I thought Jeb Bush would get the nomination. I truly thought Jeb Bush would get the nomination. And I'm like, I can't stand the Bush family. I hate the Bush family. Like, I truly can't stand them. And so looking at the Republican nominees, Marco Rubio was someone that I was probably going to consider too. But Trump just destroyed these boys, man. Like, he destroyed them so bad. And when it became clear that it was going to be Trump, and I thought it was going to be Bernie, at that point, I was like, okay, if Trump's the nominee, I'm Trump all the way. I just didn't think he could get there. You know what I mean? And so anyway, he got there and, he won and it was amazing. But I did not want to really go public with my support for Trump because how people respond and how people attack you. Now, this is no different than like even when I was living in Alabama at the time when Obama won the election. I wasn't telling people I voted for Obama either, because people are fucking crazy. But to the level Trump is a whole different ball game now. Like this is a whole different ball game. And so these people are crazy, man. But the SJWs have, in the last few years, they've put out this mentality of they intimidate you by branding you something that you don't want to be called. Like growing up, when you call someone a racist or a sexist, that's a bad thing. And you don't want to be branded that. That's a horrible thing to say to somebody. And you really need to be careful when you say that, which people were always careful. When I heard someone was a racist growing up, man, I was like, oh my God, really? Like stay away from that guy. What a piece of shit. But the SJWs have sit there and they've made these words meaningless. But when they first started using them and attacking people and labeling them, you're like, I don't want to be called that. I don't want that to be on the internet. I don't want to be associated with being a racist. I'm not a racist. And they use these words like they're meaningless. Like they act like they mean something, but they throw them around so much that they become meaningless. And so the more it was happening, the more I'm like, I'm not going to fucking sit here and take this shit anymore. I'm just not going to do it. I have tried to be not myself. I have tried and no more. I am showing my true colors and I'm going to stand up to these fools. And you're seeing now, like, so many people are starting to really get red pilled with all of this. And they're starting to understand, like, these people are crazy. And they're such a small group of people. They don't matter. They dominate Twitter. That's really it. They don't really have jobs. They don't have real lives. They don't have real responsibilities. Their responsibility is to be a professional victim. That's what they do. So we got to stand up to them. We got to stand up to them and we got to let them know we're not going to take their bullshit. And that's exactly what we're doing. And so if I can help anybody come to grips with what they need to do, that makes me feel good. And I'm thankful for that. And I'm very appreciative of that. So, yeah, to hell with these people.